Time for World Sport from the BBC with me, Andy Barwer. We'll start with news from Formula One. The new season starts this coming weekend, and we have news of one of the most anticipated debuts in the sport's history. Mick Schumacher, son of the seven-time world champion Michael Schumacher, will race in F1 for the first time when he gets behind the wheel of the Haas car for the season-opening Bahrain Grand Prix. So, when people come to compare Mick to his father, does that bring pressure with it, or is it something more positive?
I think it's motivation and pride, really. You know, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have brought back the Schumacher name into Formula One. Obviously, I've done it with championships on my back. So, we've proven that I'm able to drive a race car. It's obviously great, and I don't feel a blink of pressure of it. It's 30 years since my dad has driven his first race, and we've been exactly the same age. So it's even funnier and even more emotional, and it's great to have also seen how he progressed through the ranks and then made his way into Formula One, and now seeing how I made my way into Formula One is it's amazing.
So, just how far can Mick Schumacher go in the sport? The German F1 reporter and broadcaster Inga Stracker says that with a more competitive car, he has the potential to go all the way to the top and become world champion.
I would bet on it. I would say yes. Obviously, right now he is in the Haas team, and that is on purpose, that he is in I wouldn't say back market team, which isn't so nice, but it is kind of a team way at the back of the grid. And that's good. He can learn without having too much pressure. He will have immense media pressure. I know that already, much more than he's had in junior formulas. Keep in mind, when he was go-karting as a young boy, he was karting under the maiden name of his mother, not to raise any attention from the media with the name Schumacher. So, I would definitely put my money on him becoming world champion in the red car.
Well, some sad news. The former F1 driver Johnny Dumfries has died at the age of 62. The Scotsman raced under a pseudonym to disguise his aristocratic background. He became the Marquess of Bute. Dumfries spent a year in Formula One in 1986 and was the teammate of Ayrton Senna at Lotus. He moved into endurance racing and was the champion of the Le Mans 24 Hour for Jaguar in 1988 with Jan Lammers and Andy Wallace. The Olympic torch relay is set to begin in Japan this week, with the rearranged games now just 4 months away. Organisers had confirmed that international spectators wouldn't be permitted at either the Olympics or Paralympics. But now the families of competitors who'd hoped to travel to the Games receive some potentially good news. More details from Sports News correspondent Alex Capstick.
When the announcement to bar all foreign fans was made on Saturday, it was assumed that it would include close relatives of competing athletes. Thomas Bach, the ISU president, he made a reference to it in his comments when he called it unfortunate, but that sacrifices have to be made. Athletes themselves spoke out about how disappointed they were that their families can't attend. But at today's executive board meeting, the issue was raised, and Toshiro Muto, he's the CEO of Tokyo 2020, admitted that they hadn't specifically addressed the question of family members. He said it was something they would do, but in virtually the same breath, he warned that as it stands, they will be treated the same way as every other overseas spectator. In other words, they won't be allowed in. So the door not completely shut on the mums and dads, the brothers and sisters who are hoping to be in Tokyo to watch their loved ones compete, although it's probably prudent for them not to get overexcited about the prospect of being allowed in just yet.
One athlete who should have been going for gold in Tokyo is the British boxer Sandy Ryan, but the World Championship silver medalist and Commonwealth Games champion has now decided instead to turn professional. To have reached the Olympics, she would have had to have gone through world qualifying events, but because of COVID restrictions, the events were scrapped in favour of a points-based ranking system, which left her well out of the running to claim a place. Had she gone to the Games, Ryan believes she would have been amongst the medal favourites.
It was very difficult, and it was very heartbreaking and upsetting, and obviously when I still think about it, it still upsets me because I've been on the squad for 9 years, and everything that I've trained for, gone through, all the tournaments that I've been to, it's all been leading up to the Olympics, and that's obviously the pinnacle reach for an amateur boxer. And for me to not go there because it's out of my hands just because of COVID, it's it is more upsetting. As in a way, I'd rather have gone to a qualifier and got kicked out. At least then I would have tried, but it is what it is, isn't it? And nobody can change it.
Tributes have been paid to the surfer Catherine Diaz, who's died after being struck by lightning. The incident happened at the El Tunco beach in her homeland of El Salvador as the 22-year-old prepared for an Olympic qualifying tournament. To football news now, Xabi Alonso has had an offer to take over as manager of the German Bundesliga side Borussia Mönchengladbach, although BBC Sport understands he is yet to make a decision. He's been asked to replace Marco Rose, who's leaving at the end of the season, to take over at Borussia Dortmund. Well, Alonso, World Cup winner with Spain in 2010, is currently manager of Real Sociedad's B team, and it's understood he could stay on there and take over the La Liga side's senior team if that role becomes available. Well, as a player, Alonso was a European Champions League winner with both Liverpool and Real Madrid before finishing his playing career with Bayern Munich in 2017. The German football commentator Taufik Khalil says it's clear why Mönchengladbach want Alonso.
He learned with Guardiola, Benitez, Ancelotti, Mourinho. He has such an attitude on the pitch. I'm pretty sure he can do that. And Mönchengladbach is quite a good club to do that. They want to play high, but they give you the time to develop something. And when they really think about getting such a name in who has never coached a team as an A manager, they know what they get. I'm pretty sure if he will go there, they know what they do. And Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, the CEO of Bayern Munich, just said 4 or 5 weeks ago, he said, we have an eye on Xabi Alonso. He's not ready yet, but in the future, he will be a big name on the market.
On to cricket now. India and England's men begin their one-day international series on Tuesday, playing the first game of the 3-match series. Now, India were winners of both the Test and T20 series, but England are the defending world champions in 50-over cricket. Captain Owen Morgan says that England's rotation policy means there'll be chances for others to play their way into contention for spots at the T20 World Cup in Australia in 2022, as well as England's defence of their 50-over crown in India in 2023.
I think there'll be certainly opportunities for guys to come in and take advantage of circumstances where we've Chris Wokes and Joe Root both at home resting at the moment, who are our mainstays within our ODI team. So there are two positions that will present themselves for guys.
The all-rounder Moeen Ali is back in the England squad. He contracted coronavirus in Sri Lanka in January and played only one of a possible 4 tests against India before being rested and sent home. India's skipper Virat Kohli was asked whether England should have made more use of Moeen in the tests and T20s.
I won't judge anything like that. I don't know what the rotation policy says. He would have been a very strong addition for sure in the test matches, looking at how the pitch assisted the spinners, and also in the T20 competition with him bringing in a bit more balance. To be honest, it's not something for me to review or worry about at all.
New Zealand take a 1-0 lead into their second ODI, a day-night game in Christchurch against Bangladesh. And staying with cricket news now, West Indies closed the second day of the first test in Antigua on 268 for 3. They were replying to Sri Lanka's first innings total of 169. That means that the West Indies lead there is 99 runs. Raheem Cornwall has top scored for the West Indies with an unbeaten 60 not out. And with that cricket news, we end this edition of World Sport from the BBC.